today. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's week 2 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Texans offense heading out behind their quarterback in his second season. Last year's Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud.
And he's coming off of a truly remarkable rookie season where he quieted a lot of his doubters in a most emphatic fashion. Remember, going into the draft, many thought he was the number 2 quarterback coming out of college. He proved quickly he was a top quarterback going into the NFL. One of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in recent memory. And what's scary about it, he's not even close to reaching his ceiling.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Stroud sets up the play action. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Jordan Phillips, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Here now a 3rd and 20. Stroud to throw it. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And back deep, Gunnar Olszewski. This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense ready to go to work, and they'll do so behind Daniel Jones in his 6th season now out of Duke.
And he's coming off an injury-shortened season where he only played in 6 games, going 1-5 over that span, with just 3 total touchdowns on the year. But the Giants have a lot of confidence in him. They didn't draft a quarterback this year, and they're looking for him to bounce back and prove that last year was an anomaly.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They run with the former Buffalo Bill, Devin Singletary. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. And quickly they get to the line. Throwing Jones. As this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now 2nd and 5. Singletary again. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Jones. He's got Bellinger. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st down, Jones. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. He's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Stroud's throw taken in by Collins.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
And Stroud now to throw.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Jordan Phillips, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Here's Tommy Townsend now,
as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Olszewski now to return. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
On 1st down, they stick with Singletary.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 11 and a Giant 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Now this thrown deep for Slayton.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Darius Slayton ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Giants are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles. Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll make the score 14-0. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Gano out to kick this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But
a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is incomplete. Well played defensively. Nearly had the interception, but it's second down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
He's going to let it go again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or two. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the first round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
And you take a look at his draft class from a season ago. Really, it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, it all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff. Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Throwing again on second down. Jones. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9. Back to throw. Jones. Over the middle, caught by Bellinger. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 16. They'll run on first down with Singletary. He will push his way down to about the 14. Here's a second and 8. They go right back to Singletary. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Giants have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Houston set to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Stroud out of the gun here. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Stroud looking to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter. But I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Let's spotlight Devin Singletary as this offense comes back out. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. A give up the middle to Singletary. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And they're going to speed things up here. A give, Singletary right side. 69 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Here now, 2nd and 4. On the give, this is Singletary. And he is met in his... Tracks behind the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. This pass into the hands of Bellinger. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You want some explanations.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So as it turns out, a 2-play drive resulting in the field goal. Now maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least they have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Guys battling, trying to make a ball club. We'll send it back to 2 guys already on our team. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3 and out.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and that will force a turnover on downs. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Throwing, Mills. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Mills now on 2nd down. And he's got it. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, what was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look...
Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting lip. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback,
it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now Mills. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
On 3rd down, here's Mills. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. New York set to take the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Locke. Flush to his right. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the result. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On 1st down, Locke. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. Here's Locke to throw. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. It's a gain of 35. Locke gonna throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Giants will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Gano the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans back out there and ready to go. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of cover.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point try good by Gano. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And now out comes Houston.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. After the pick 6 a moment ago, here's Mills again.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Dexter Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
From the shotgun, it's Mills. Short throw into the hands of Jordan.
It'll be a gain of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Mills to throw it.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Dexter Lawrence getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field.
Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
And that is caught. Boy, how about that one? He reeled it in one-handed for a touchdown. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Second down, Mills.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. Flushed out right. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Handoff now. It's Gray with it.
And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. To throw it is Locke. Escaping the pressure right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
Try to wedge his way in there, no signal. I don't think he got there, he didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And this Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Going for it with Pierce.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. The Texans send the punter out as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Locke going to throw it here. They'll roll him out right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here's Gray on 2nd down.
And fights through one man. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They're up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Block off a play action. He'll buy some time right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by M.J. Stewart.
And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door. Maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
Yeah, we'll see if they go back to base.
Looking to throw is Mills. That's underneath to Pierce.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
As this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long from Houston.
This is the development trait. Superstar and this is the abilities tab. Here you can see what abilities a player has and what effects they have in game.